the first time I've been here in, well, nearly 12 months, and it's still standing. I did a good job building this thing, I'll tell you that. It's a little, well, part of the roof has fallen off, maybe blown off in a wind or anything, but she's still standing. Happy days. Oh, this is a feat of Burgess engineering, I'll tell you that, but it comes with mixed emotions, you know. When I came here and built this, what, two and a half years ago, just at the end of lockdown, middle of lockdown, end of lockdown, I was coming down here to escape and be alone and be by myself, and I was telling myself that it's a hobby, and you know, and don't get me wrong, it's a good hobby, it's a bloody good hobby, but for the right reasons, for the wrong reasons. I wanted to be on my own. I just wanted to be alone. You know, I was at a period where I was struggling. I was suffering in silence, out of choice, and coming down to this place to build it on the it's a hobby. I'm doing stuff out in nature, and I'm choosing to be outdoors, which was great, you know, for my mental health at the time, but at the expense of the relationship with my wife. So, you know, and I would come down here and I'd do a bit of building, but I would also drink, and there was a bottle of whiskey down here, and I would have a couple of shots of whiskey when I was doing some work down here. So yeah, dishonest. So, but that was then, and you know, possibly I've not been down here because this place reminded me of that time, and perhaps I've not been down here because I've been bloody busy with work, setting up this thing called Save a Warrior, and running my own business, digital presence, and being a good husband, and all of the other things. So, you know, here's some grace, giving myself some grace. I'm not, you know, not bashing myself over the head with this one, but it's untouched, it's pristine, it's quiet, it's beautiful, it's, you know, lovely. It's a great part of the world, and yeah, love it down here. Brew in the field. It's nicer when you have someone to have a chat with when you make it. Everything that you saw in there has got meaning to me personally. You know, the jet boil, okay, brilliant bit of kit. I remember, you know, nights out in the field on ops, that distinctive click click boom, like that, the gas. You know, you might have heard it in there, but it's a distinctive, like, boom. The harbouring up of a night, you can always tell someone's got their, you know, invested in their hot water and their food and their scran, because they've click boom, got that jet boil. It's a luxury, it's an indulgence, yes, but man, who wants to mess around with mess tins and hexi cooker, right? Not this one. But, you know, right away down to that, you know, it's a spoon. This is my racing spoon. I've had this since I was a Tom. It's from Honington Mess. You know, I've had this right the way through my career, 14 years in the mob to this day. It lives in the kitchen drawer, and it's bent out of shape, it's scratched, it's buffed, but it's well used, and it's sat in the pocket, you know, the racing spoon. Give it a lick, put it away. Still part of there, you know. There's meaning behind everything. I don't have a filter system here. I can't take the grinds out of the pot, and I'm just going to leave them in the jar. I'm going to steep it in there for a little bit longer, and I'll show you how we get the grinds to go to the bottom. it's a trick, but it's a little hack that you might want to use in the future. Ray Mears, I saw it on one of his videos, and a good friend of mine, Ian Gwatkin, has been on his course and has seen it in action from the man himself. So there we go. It's just knowledge been passed on. So I'll give it to you. But Contact Coffee, we built up a relationship with them this year, tail end of 2023, and the conversation started like, you know, we're interested in having our own coffee brand, and basically so that, you know, soldiers can go out in the field and they can use Contact Coffee SaveAWarrior Blend out in the field and support a veteran in the future. It's also, you know, we want to put it into the crew room of the fire station and the police station as well, so that they can have a brew on us. So there's an idea behind it, but you know, it's a tasty bit of kit. I like it, and I'm careful not to, you know, get high on my own supply here and drink too much of it, because we've got 100 pouches out there for the world. We've already given out a few in terms of like thank yous, so you know, the stocks are dwindling, but we'll get more, don't worry. And there's something powerful about just having a brew, you know, sitting down with a mate and having a catch up over a brew. And I know this is old hat, and it's tried and tested, but you know, there's something in it, you know. So grab a mate, have a brew, have a catch up, and do that. All right, just reconnect as friends, because that is the simplest and easiest thing that we can all do to grab each other, all right, and take care of. So I told you I'd show you the life hack on how to get the coffee grinds to the bottom out in the field. So this works better if you sort of like leant over and you're doing it from the floor to the armpit. But for this, I'll just show you. It's this action. It's dropping up and down repeatedly. Little twist, because you get the coffee grinds, they just sit up at the top, but that little twist just separates the tension holding it, suspending it, and they'll drop down. Now, this is a Hellman's mayonnaise jar, which is now my mug. So I'm going to keep it all in here, and I'll show you at the end the grinds at the bottom of the mug. You might be interested, you might not, but if you're going to do a brew out in the field, you don't need to take a filter and all of those bits. You can do it just up and down, just up and down like that. And I can already see lovely colour and no grinds. Ideally though, you want to be doing this at home. 1 heat teaspoon, about 8 grams per coffee, per person, per mug. Okay, bosh that into a cafetiere, steep it. All right, you've got to circulate before you percolate. Okay, and after 4 or 5 minutes, you've got yourself a banging brew. So if you're interested in having a coffee on us, okay, if you want to get some coffee in your crew room and you're interested in seeing how that looks, let's have a chat. info@SaveAWarriorUK.org, that's our email address. You'll find it over on our website, www.SaveAWarriorUK.org, and we're always open for collaboration and sharing a resource for the greater good. There's no competition here, all right? We're not in competition with anyone, all right? So if you are open to the idea of collaboration and you're in our area and you're in our field and you're doing the same thing we are, you're not our competition, you're our ally, you're with us, we're with you. So let's have a chat, all right? What's more as well, with jet boil, the lid, the base clipped together, you got yourself a little sippy sip mug. Quite nice. And with the up down action, no grinds, nice and tasty. Obviously don't be psychotic and empty the bottom into the mug. Leave a bit in there because that's where the grinds are. But great little life hack. Get out in the field, go give it a go. Ideally do it at home in the kitchen, but gosh. As you can see, grinds in the bottom. Nice smooth brew.